out from Sky.
A lot of looking about. Where's Richie Porte? That is the question. Where is Richie Porte? One rider already going a little further back to the cars. We'll see if we can see. In the meantime, it's another attack off the front, and it's RCS Mondial who've come here without a sprinter, really. Their GC challenge already in tatters with Domenico Pozzovivo out the way. And of course, at the minute, they're trying to attack the race. Look like Patrick Gretsch off the front there.
Yes, and that tells that in the front of the peloton, the pace is not really fast, because otherwise, for a rider to go in the attack, you would think twice if it's going at 60 kilometers per hour, to try and go off the front. So it's an indicator that it's slowing on front of peloton.
A mechanical for Richie Porte, who has to get back on here with 4.7 kilometers to go. We said that any day the Giro can be lost. Today was supposed to be a quiet day and a day off for the GC guys, but Porte is being paced back to the peloton by Bernie Eisel and a couple of other Team Sky teammates at the minute, and this could spell danger for Porte here.
Yes, and it looks like it's one of the riders from the Australian team who was riding on the front for Richie Porte. But yes, we can see that, and we see a moment ago the Sky riders were all looking behind, and it had to be somebody for the general classification. For Richie Porte, this is going to be a big one now to get back. We can see he has maybe 10-15 seconds to close down on the tail in the peloton, and then you've got to move up also.
Orica Greenedge lending a hand. Of course, Porte, an Australian, looking to become the second Australian winner of a Grand Tour, the first Australian winner of the Giro d'Italia. In the meantime, for the break on the left-hand side, 3.8 kilometers to go, an advantage of a minute until very, very recently, and we've seen Southeast coming to the front of the peloton. Sean, are they trying to slow things down?
Well, I would reckon so. Anything, at this moment, if you have a rider out in front and the advantage, always you're concerned that the peloton will close it down the final number of kilometers, but it's not going to happen. 54 seconds, unless they really doing track stands of 4 hours out in front, they will hold on for the stage victory. As we can see here, Bernie Eisel giving the car the indication to go ahead, get in front of us here and get us back onto the rear of the peloton.
Oh, so much happening all of a sudden. Stage win chances at the front with 54 seconds and 3.2 Ks to go. Alan Marangoni in the black and white. Oh, Richie Porte is well over 30 seconds behind Alberto Contador and Fabio Aru. Porte, who's already 22 seconds off the lead of Alberto Contador. Contador right in the middle of the bunch there. Richie Porte being paced back by his Sky team. And for all the looking after of the details, it could be a very, very untimely mechanical that puts Porte in trouble here. 37 seconds behind those in front in the Maglia Rosa group. It's Michael Matthews who's been helping out with the chase. Matthews saying he wasn't going to sprint today, and he is in there with that Team Sky group, looking to pace Richie Porte back to the peloton. Bit of help from the cars as well. Richie Porte there struggling to hold the wheel, though. That's not good, is it?
No, not looking good at all. He's losing his teammates up front. Of course, the teammates are more in the drafting of that car in front, so it's difficult. And they're going at 60 kilometers per hour certainly here, and we can see that time difference there is going to be difficult for Porte to get back in.
Petacchi with one of the members of the Bardiani team on the front, trying to slow things down for the peloton behind. Petacchi doing the work. The reason is Bardiani have a man to the left-hand side, Nicola Bohem in the green, and they have the man on the right, thinking of stage win as well, Matteo Busato. Both of those teams know that they're riding for second division teams here. They don't get the chance every day to win a stage in the Giro d'Italia, and to win a stage would make their sponsorship that much easier for next season. 1.8 Ks to go. It's surely going to be contested between these four guys now, who, Sean, start to look at each other.
Yes, well, I think they will be being told by the director of sport what the situation is. The advantage is, pretty much secure now to hold on. So you have to, spare a little bit of energy and try and go for the stage victory. And for any of those four riders, the ones from the area, of course, it's a huge day for them. If you could win a stage into your hometown, well, what an achievement. But for any of the four breakaway Italian riders to win a stage here, major.
And we've had the first attack. It's Marangoni, who is from this Emilia-Romagna region, who attacks with 1.3 kilometers to go. He obviously believes he cannot win the sprint out of these four riders. Cannondale Garment have already had a win with Davide Formolo, and they have another Italian rider who is pulling out the meters. They've got to chase him down here. Alan Marangoni heading towards the last kilometre out in front. He attacks Malaguti, Busato and Bohem, and Marangoni out on his front. The question is now, on these cobbles, can he hold on? It's Bohem who's chasing in the light green behind. Behind him in the white and grey you have Matteo Busato, and right at the back here, Malaguti going under the Flamme Rouge, the man who is from the city of Forlì. Looks as though they're getting closer and closer, Sean. However, it's going to be very, very difficult.
Yes, it's going to be difficult. We can see here the three now, they're just starting to look at each other. Unless somebody really takes it up and closes it down, then it's going to be too late.
And it's Malaguti who's doing that, racing into Forlì, the town in which he was born. Almost 4.5 hours of racing. It's already a huge surprise that they've managed to hold off the peloton that is coming up towards them behind, but it's going to be a stage win for one of these four guys in the breakaway today, on a flat day that should have been for the sprinters. We may see a brief sprint of sorts here, but it's Marangoni who's taking it up from a long way. 350 metres to go as Bohem in the green is trying to get on his wheel, and he might have just managed it. Marangoni, I think, may run out of gas here. Malaguti is there as well in the orange and navy blue, as it's Bohem who goes. Bohem at the front, the man who won a stage in the Tour of Denmark 12 months ago. Could he turn it into a big Giro win? Still sprinting for the line. 75 metres to go. It's Bohem who's at the front. Bohem who takes the win. Bardiani have it. What a day. Cycling never ceases to surprise us. A breakaway on a sprint day, and in the meantime they're sprinting for the points a little further behind. So here we go with Modolo hitting the front now. Modolo's there, dittáঃlja on the right hand side. dittáঃlja will be the Italian who takes it. dittáঃlja finishing in 5th position, but it's a day when the sprinters have messed up, a day when Richie Porte has had a mechanical and he is going to lose time on the general classification contenders. A nightmare for Richie Porte, limiting the damages as he can. Contador has finished, he's being paced in here. We have had no shortage of surprises at the end of today. What a day, and it just shows that every single stage is an important stage, no matter what the profile looks like, Sean Kelly.
Yes, you know, we can see there that the Sky Riders that they're putting in a huge effort, but it's still going to be that, you know, 20 seconds plus for Richie Porte, and you know, with the team riding so well, so difficult to close it down in the end.
So Porte comes across the line 1 minute and 5 seconds after the winner. What is the count back to Alberto Contador and the rest of them? It is around half a minute at the moment, perhaps even a little bit more.
Plus, I think it's going to be more than 40 seconds, because the peloton was really closed in the end there, so it's going to be 40-45 seconds for Richie Porte, so that's huge amount of loss on a flat stage where you would expect nothing to change in general classification.
Nicola Bohem is the stage winner, the 25-year-old from the Veneto with his second professional victory. It's a stage of the Giro d'Italia, though, from a breakaway that should never have been allowed to stay away. 45.7 kilometres per hour the average. This is turning into a classic Giro d'Italia, and even the flat supposed boring days are giving us so much to cheer about. A great day for Bardiani, another super day for Italian cycling, and it just shows that if you try, you may just get rewarded. Nicola Bohem wins the stage. Stage 10, not for the sprinters in the end. It's Bohem crossing the line first in Forlì. Oh, Marangoni tried from distance, he didn't trust his sprint. Just ran out of gas with about 300 metres to go. Man who came in second was Matteo Busato. Third, and a podium on the day for the man who was born in this city, Alessandro Malaguti. A warm day on the east coast of Italy, won by Nicola Bohem. We're thinking around 45 seconds for Richie Porte, which is the other big headline of the day, Sean. Losing time. He was 22 seconds behind Alberto Contador. We will unpick the bones of all of this, of course, tomorrow. But it means that Richie Porte now basically is going to be under a lot more pressure.
Yes, certainly a lot more pressure, because you know, he's lost that, as we say, calculation 40 seconds, I think, 45 seconds maybe, and you know, add that to the 22 seconds he already had in arrears. It's a huge time to be down on Alberto Contador, and yeah, just a disaster to have a problem at that time very late in the stage.
Bohem coming across the line at the same time as Buzzato. A 2-second split to Malaguti, 4 to Marangoni, the 4 breakaway riders. Bad luck too for Oscar Gatto, who was out there in the break with them and probably the fastest guy to the line. Should it have come down to a sprint in the end. Bohem is the stage winner. The sprinters messing up behind. ʻdʒiːro winning the sprint for 5th place with Modolo and Greipel there. Viviani not involved in the end. No more points for the red jersey. He finishes just about inside the top 20. There's ʻdʒiːro on the right-hand side. He's in the white and black. Modolo through the middle. Greipel in his German champions jersey on the left. An unlucky mechanical for Richie Porte. His team giving their all to pace him back on. Couldn't hold the wheel at times though. Porte with his team led by Puccio, not able to cut too much down, and Porte losing around 45 seconds. We'll get confirmation of those differences afterwards. He will be cursing his luck right now, Richie Porte. They've done everything right down to the motorhome where he's staying outside the hotels. Nothing though can calculate or legislate for those sorts of gaps. Alberto Contador on a day where he hasn't had to do too much has gained even more an advantage over one of his rivals. He still though has Fabio Aru at just 3 seconds. Contador crossing the line there. Finally a quieter day for him. Remains in the pink jersey as we're a day closer to that big weekend of the time trial, then the mountain stage. Spinning class for him at the minute. Just asking, I wonder exactly what's happened. He'll be inquiring about the distances and all of that sort of stuff. In the meantime, we're waiting for that countback. We're waiting to see exactly what's happened in terms of the overall general classification. For Lee, it's been around since 188 BC. But it's what's happened here in 2015 today that is going to affect the Giro d'Italia. It's not something that Porte can't recover, Sean, but it's certainly something that is going to add extra pressure to him and something he could have done without today.
Yes, well, certainly could have done without. The position he was in at the 22 seconds.
Yeah, 22 before today.
Yes, so he's going to slip a long ways down, and it's going to be a one where now he's going to have to try and attack in the mountain stages. But the time trial, of course, is the one before. Get that over with, and it's going to put much more pressure on him. He's going to have to do a real strong time trial and try and take more time than he would have maybe calculated out of Contador, and that's a difficult one. But that is bike racing, and a flat stage, you never know. As we mentioned, a flat stage, it can throw up all sorts of surprises, and it certainly did that today with the breakaway. And let's not forget Oscar Gatto from the Androni team. He was in that breakaway as well. He had a mechanical end, so everybody can have a problem.
So when did you start believing in your chances at the end of today's stage? That was a pretty incredible victory.
Sì, sono veramente contento.
Yeah, I'm really happy.
Ci tenevo tantissimo a portare a casa un risultato.
I really wanted to take a result home at this Giro. Of course, it was unexpected today because, of course, it was the easiest stage, really. But 20 kilometers to go, we had a really good advantage. And, of course, everybody worked together there. We went right to the base and right to the end. Alan went. And, of course, I knew I couldn't let him go. And of course, it's not every day you get there after a stage like this. Couldn't let the opportunity go. I want to thank everybody. Staff, Director Sportif, team, and of course Luca Bardiani and CSF for sponsoring us. As I told Italian television. And I want to thank everybody who's pushed me. And thankfully today, I've got that big result. Well, no wonder he looks happy. As he said, it was so unexpected today. At times, we knew that not even these guys out in the break thought that they'd be able to get a win today, and it was just sponsor and television time.
Yes, I think they were certainly not expecting. When you look at 50-60 kilometers before the finish, I don't think any of the 5 riders would have reckon they'd hope to continue on, but that is bike racing, you know. It's just the way things can change, and the 5, they really did a good job. They held on to a lead without, you know, having to walk too much, too far from the finish, and then when they started really, you know, turning it up 30 kilometres out, they were very, very, very strong, and that was I think the advantage. The 5 out front were pretty equal, and they had, you know, a lot of power left in that final 30 kilometres, and it worked out.
And that's just a stage win. So much more to talk about, with Richie Porte losing around 45 seconds, waiting for the official confirmation of that and where he looks on the overall general classification. Where he looks on the overall general classification is outside the top 3 at the minute. There is the provisional top 3. Contador at 3 seconds from Aru. Mikel Landa, also of Astana, 46 seconds now. Contador, though, remains the leader of the Giro d'Italia as the breakaway beats the sprinters on stage 10.
Alberto, tell us about your day. A little bit easier for you today.
No, easy no. Nunca hay día sencillo en
Well, there's never an easy day.
Hoy en el caso, por ejemplo, de Richie, yo siempre que me
Of course, even in Richie Porte's case, nothing ever goes well.
No tener mala suerte, ¿no?
Anything is possible, and of course, the best thing is to just not have bad luck.
Pero bueno, la diferencia que
I've had my bad moment. Richie's had his bad moment today.
Por delante es muy pequeña.
And of course, I think that whatever happened to Richie today, it's a very small thing with everything that's still to come.
Tomorrow's stage.
Mañana es mañana. Hoy lo que pienso
Tomorrow's tomorrow.
Hotel, descansar,
I think today we're going to think about getting to the hotel and resting. And tomorrow morning we'll have a look at exactly what's to come on the stage.
And no press conference.
No press conference, maybe, exactly. Contador missed the last 3 press conferences. He certainly hasn't missed his race to the lane today. He remains the maglia rosa, the pink jersey, the leader of this Giro d'Italia after stage 10. At the moment, Oscar Gatto's bad luck struck, and it wasn't just him. It was, of course, Richie Porte, who would also have a mechanical and come in around 45 seconds down. Forlì and Giro Extra is what's coming up. Ashley House and Juan Antonio Fletcher waiting to dissect the stage, talk about the win for Nicolas Bohème, and perhaps even investigate exactly what the problem was for Richie Porte. The day belongs to Nicolas Bohème, though. Bohème is the winner in Forlì. Bardiani, just as they did last year, have their stage win at the Giro d'Italia. Amazing racing every single stage so far. Today was supposed to be the boring day. Certainly disappoint once we got inside those final 25 kilometres. Brilliant stuff from Bardiani. Richie Porte having bad luck. A lot to talk about. Let's go to Giro Extra.
In association with the Israel Ministry of Tourism.
Nicolas Bohème wins stage 10 of the Giro d'Italia, the first day after the rest day. The breakaway surprising everybody. The Giro d'Italia predictably unpredictable. Great win for Bohème on an unexpected day, and on a day when Richie Porte lost time and is now 1 minute and 9 seconds down in 4th place, and mechanical costing him very, very dearly indeed. An emotional and a very exciting fight to the line in the meantime. Marangoni gave it his all. Bohème the winner.
Hello everybody, welcome to Giro Extra. After a 5th stage win for an Italian rider in 10 stages of this Giro, Nicolas Bohème of Bardiani CSF came over the line first after being in a breakaway that was all the way from the very beginning of this stage. So the big surprise really, Juan Antonio Fletcher, was that the breakaway stuck and that their peloton didn't manage to catch them. They got it wrong.
Exactly. It's been amazing. It's not often what we see, what we saw today. It's not often that we see a breakaway like that on a stage like a mostly bank spring. predictable finish. But the thing is, we were talking in the beginning also, teams here, it's not that they are built much around a sprinter, just Lotto. And it was up to Lotto to make the plays and try to chase them down. Try to chase them back. But the thing is, at the end, as I saw, Lotto, they didn't got many riders left and they couldn't close the gap. So it's been very interesting. Hats up and thumbs up for the breakaway because they've done a great and amazing job.
Yeah, great job. Lotto Soudal did attempt it, but they were too late really trying to bring back the breakaway. As I said, Nicolas Bohème of Bardiani CSF took the stage win today. Let's see him receiving the adulation on today's podium.
Huge moment for Nicolas Bohème. Bohème, who took his first professional win last August at the Tour of Denmark. That win in Frederiksberg, very much dwarfed by this one here in Forlì on the east coast of Italy. 25-year-old rider riding for Bardiani CSF. Just the second victory of his short career so far. Raced a lot this year, started his season down in Dubai. This though, the champagne moment as he wins on a day when he was never really supposed to get the chance.
So Nicolas Bohème takes the stage win. He also takes the red jersey from Elia Viviani. More about that later on, because the other big story today is that Team Sky's Richie Porte had a mechanical failure, a puncture, less than 10 kilometers from the finish line. The rest of his team went back to pick him up, but they didn't get him back in time. Richie Porte lost over 30 seconds today. He's now 1 minute and 9 seconds behind Alberto Contador and in fourth place behind Mikel Landa as well. Juan Antonio, Richie Porte, a bad day for him.
Very bad day due to that puncture. And it was curious, I was curious to watch on the TV, because when he had the puncture and when the whole team waited, I was surprised that the jury made barrage, what we call barrage in this sense. So they actually stopped the convoy, so all that convoy from the cars were rather that they have a puncture in the final kilometers, they can get some help and easily get back to the bunch. But it didn't happen with Richie, so apparently we don't know the reasons, but sometimes the jury said, well, it's probably too dangerous. So especially with riders that are close on GC, they kind of do this barrage, they stop the convoy, and that happened, and that made Richie Porte and Team Sky especially in particular to have to make a bigger effort in order to go back to the bunch and to get back there.
Okay, so bad day for Richie Porte. Let's go straight to the podium and see Alberto Contador receive the pink jersey again.
Another day in pink for Alberto Contador. In the end, it was another of the GC contenders who had the bad luck today. Contador looking good, looking much more relaxed and much better in pink today. 13th Maglia Rosa in his career. 3 seconds his lead over Fabio Aru. He's now 1:09 ahead of Richie Porte, who's in fourth place, with Mikel Landa, the Basque rider, riding at the service of Fabio Aru at the minute in third position, 40-odd seconds back. Looks an altogether much happier man. Contador, at the minute, the double is on track. As he said, though, a long way to go to Milan. Well, a much more settled look for Alberto Contador. The man from Madrid, even taking time, having got the Maglia Rosa on, to have a few words with those he's getting to know very well on the podium. Question is today, will he go to the press conference? 3 seconds ahead of Fabio Aru, 46 ahead of Mikel Landa, 1:09 in front of Richie Porte, Cataldo in fifth, with Kreuziger, Uran, Visconti, Caruso and Amador all making up the top 10.
So Alberto Contador remains in the Maglia Rosa. Richie Porte lost 47 seconds today, 47 seconds. Before we went to the podium, Juan Antonio, you were explaining to us about the convoy. The jury stopped the convoy today, which you're surprised by, and you think we should find out the reasons why.
Well, I'm surprised because they don't do it normally when it's a rider that is not counting for GC, but they actually do it sometimes when someone that can or either win the stage or is very up on GC. That happened with Rich, unfortunately. But sometimes for other reasons, sometimes for security reasons, but I think today the jury they were very quick on stopping that convoy, and that's what surprised me, because it didn't help at all. I'm not saying, I mean, it's not fair when having a mechanical, but that's cycling. I mean, that's sometimes the jury makes some decision on some riders' favor, some other times not, but it actually didn't help Rich is also at the end, because then underrunning onto the finish line before that last tight left-hander were a lot of cars. The convoy, another convoy was there, and they had to slow down. So I don't know, we should listen from the jury also why they made some decisions, why they didn't make some decisions, and why so many cars were there interrupting Richie's running back and chasing the gap on the bunch. And
it'll be interesting to hear Richie Porte and Team Sky's opinions on that as well, which we will get for you, of course, as soon as we can. Let's talk about Tinkoff Saxo. How did you see them riding today? What did they do?
Commanding the race. They've been again the chief of the bunch. They've been again at the end right behind the Lotto Soudal, which was the team closing and chasing the breakaway. So they were pretty much up there in the front. They were again controlling and keeping the confidence that they are having so far. So they keep doing great.
Did they need to ride like that, or are they trying to prove that they're still there, that they're still the boss, as you say, of the race?
They don't need it. They can step behind. They can sit at the back of the bunch. But they want to. That's what I like. I mean, we were talking also on the previous show that how important it is when you're wearing the leader jersey, the pink jersey, defending it on the right way. And if you want to defend the pink jersey, you have to ride in the front. You have to keep your leader protected. You have to be in the front, right behind the team that is chasing. In this case, was Lotto Soudal.
Let's talk a little more about Lotto Soudal then. They were at the front of the peloton all day. Was it just timing that they got wrong? You also mentioned there weren't enough of them by the end in the train.
That's the problem. I mean, I think they put too much responsibility on Lotto Soudal and particularly André Greipel. André Greipel is the fastest man by far here. And no other team, only I think Trek, they put some rider Trek, they were confident on it solo, but we didn't see Orica because they are thinking about tomorrow. We didn't see a lot of Jumbo and L chasing. So it seemed to me that they put too much responsibility on them. And of course, it's been again a hard stage, a long stage, and it's different when it's 150 Ks, but today was over 200 again, so that made very difficult to Lotto Soudal chase them down and close that gap.
Okay, let's go straight away to speak to today's Maglia Rosa jersey wearer, still Alberto Contador.
Alberto, bueno, otra vez enhorabuena por haber conservado hoy la
congratulations again for your pink jersey.
Como te has encontrado en otro día que ha podido ser igual, incluso mejor que un día de descanso el día como hoy.
Today was better than a rest day, maybe.
El día de descanso ayer fue de dormir.
Yeah, yesterday was about sleeping. Today was almost like a relative rest day, but of course at the end it was very, very fast. We had to look after it, and of course, as you well know, 200 kilometers have their effect on your legs, and today though was quite a tranquil day. Of course, Richie Porte has a bit more of a sore legs after what happened. He's lost 47 seconds. What do you think? Will it affect him? That's what happens. Well, you talk about the stages, what's the most important, but as you know, bad luck happens, and today it's happened to him. I think there'll be enough Giro for him, though, to challenge and to recover. It could be insignificant.
Gracias, Alberto. So a very happy, of course, Alberto Contador. Interesting that he mentioned, as you did, about today being an active recovery day and a good day. Explain to us a little more of his opinions, and especially his opinions about the Richie Porte and how that will affect the standings.
Well, his opinions about Richie say, yeah, you never expect anything from days like today, but things can still happen. Punctures, there's still the chance that riders can puncture or crashes, or look at him, he crashed also on a bunch sprint and he had the injury on a bunch sprint. So actually, we have to say, actually, that so far, more things are going on. It's been going on days like easier days and bunch sprint days.
Yeah, that's true. It's nothing if not unpredictable, this Giro d'Italia. Fabio Aru from Team Astana is still in the white jersey. Let's see him get that on the podium now.
A very happy Fabio Aru on the podium. The Sardinian, the best young rider at the Giro, and only 3 seconds off being the best rider of all the lot. Contador remains in pink. Aru leads Davide Formolo by 2 minutes and 58 in the young riders' overall standing. Jan Pollan's up there as well, 20 minutes and 25 back. I don't think Aru, unless something serious happens, is going to have too much of a problem holding on to that white jersey towards the end.
Well, we're here with Simon Geschke of Team Giant Alpecin, who's still in the blue jersey. And Simon, how was today for you? How difficult was it? Is there anything that you think you can do to keep this blue jersey till the rest of the week, until Mandone di Campiglio?
This week there are not so many mountains coming, so I'm pretty lucky. It was good timing to get the mountain jersey on Sunday, definitely. So I'm more nervous when I think of the third week.
Simon Geschke, congratulations for the mountain jersey. As you say, more opportunities will come from tomorrow, and especially from the weekend. But opportunities might not for the mountain jersey, but also for the sprints. Yes. I saw you guys riding today for Luca Metzger, so I think this week is very important for the team, trying to put in and take those opportunities for Luca Metzger especially.
Definitely, yeah. We came here. The main goal was to win a stage with Luca, and until now we didn't succeed. So this stays our main focus, to win a stage with Luca, and this week we have a couple of chances, hopefully.
And another thing, you're a specialist on breakaways. Are you gonna build the points on this jersey on breakaways again?
Yes.
I like it.
That's great, Simon. Thank you very much indeed. See you soon. Good luck tomorrow. That's great. Enjoy the rest of your day as well. Juan Antonio, let's think more about the red jersey now, because, of course, the winner of today, Nicolas Bohème, we mentioned before the stage, increased points today, and he took the red jersey today.
Nicolas Bohème, the winner of the stage, he took the red jersey, surprisingly for everybody. We've been talking about this, that the organizers, they wanted to give more points on today's finish line, because they were expecting like kind of compensate the lack of bunch sprints on the Giro, so they added more points for today. But this, surprisingly, they got a breakaway making it to the final. And yeah, boom, on the red, sorry.
Yeah, Bohème on the red. Now, interestingly today, Alessandro Malaguti, who we talked about, is from Forlì. He was in the breakaway for 195 kilometers, and he didn't end up taking the stage win. He's very, very disappointed.
Alessandro è incredibile deluso.
Incredibly hurt, no? Yeah, I'm at home. Of course, there were guys about 50 k's from the finish with banners for me. Of course, it would have been a really, really, really special one. But it's a podium, but of course, I'm really, really hurt by that. I gave it my all. Stage 11 has a Formula 1 finish. We go to Imola and the racing circuit in Emilia-Romagna. 3 out of 5, some interesting climbs in this one again. It could be time for those stage hunters to go about their business. 3 circuits towards the end and some categorized climbs as well.
Well, as you can imagine, those guys in the breakaway very disappointed, having ridden for so long. Oscar Gatto, in fact, even more so, because his mechanical problem meant that he lost the rest of the breakaway. We've just seen the profile, though, for tomorrow's stage. Tell us what you expect now after the unexpected happened today.
Well, tomorrow is going to be a battle day again. I was talking before with Davide Cassani. He's from Forlì. He lives here. He's actually the race coach from the Italian team for the World Championship. I was telling me that it's a very hard stage. There are two long and hard climbs, especially there's one climb is short, 2 kilometers, more than 13%. So it's going to be, in my opinion, again a battle day. But I really expect, he already said, Michael Matthews really going and playing his cards tomorrow.
Okay, Juan Antonio, thank you very much indeed. Thank you for watching once again. Don't forget, if you want to be in touch with us, you can use the hashtag #GiroExtra on Twitter. And any questions you give me, I'll put to Juan Antonio as well. We'll read them all. And we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.